It's the weekend, and it only can start with the weekend preview of game week 6. Welcome to the Predictor League. Welcome to the weekend, and welcome to yet another defeat for Manchester United. How the hell did Danny Welcrap score a goal again? In fact, you've had 2 defeats since we've last done this. 2 defeats.
I can't even remember the Brighton game. It feels like ages ago. So I don't think we need to talk about it, really, to be fair. It wasn't that.
Well, can we not talk about Danny Welcrap, the worst striker in Premier League history, scoring against his old club in hilarious fashion?
Well, you don't pick up runners in the box, man. You don't mark your men in the box. They're going to get runners. That goal we conceded for Welbeck, we conceded that exact same goal like 4 or 5 times this season. People not picking up runners in the box. Freaking Ericsson, Casemiro. Absolute mess, man. But what can I say? Brighton, man. Brighton get away with it, man. Brighton are pretty annoying, man. I think you agree with me that Brighton are an annoying team.
Correct, I do.
Yep. They can change their manager, sell all their players. They're basically like a lizard, man. They cut their tail off and just regrow it back the same way, man. Nothing affects them at all, man. But the thing is, people that actually link in De Zerbi to the Man U job and actual fans of Man U saying that Ten Hag should be sacked and De Zerbi should come in. Absolute joke, to be honest. Absolute joke, man. Look, De Zerbi, you get a free joke.
How is the joke? You are the joke.
You are bulletproof as a Brighton manager, completely bulletproof, because you can go to Old Trafford and win 3-1. You get all the praise. Oh, what a brilliant manager. Oh, what a tactician. He outdid Ten Hag. He's such a brilliant manager. And then they'll go and lose to freaking AEK Athens midweek. And everyone just misses it. So, nothing happened then. No stick or anything. You can lose 4-1 at home to West Ham. No stick. It's bulletproof. It's a bulletproof job, man. Completely different ball game managing Man U. So, but these clowns, these so-called Man U fans, they're actually calling for Ten Hag out. It's ridiculous, man. After 5 games.
You're just Ten Hag FC. Dan saying he's liking the Brighton as a lizard. I did like that one. And as Brandon says, Ten Hag happy clapper. That's exact. You know what? In all the years I've known you, I've never been as disappointed in you as I have this last 2 weeks. The realization that you are not just a happy clapper, but you're a Ten Hag FC. Who did you blame for the defeat against Brighton? Was it Ten Hag's fault?
How am I Ten Hag FC because I don't want to change my... This isn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, man. I was like first on the queue. I didn't want Ole to get the job in the first place, and I was first to get rid of him freaking after we started shanking. So look, don't put me down as a freaking Ten Hag happy clapper. He's the only manager we've had since Fergie. Is he a
Ten Hag happy clapper or not?
He's the only manager since Fergie that I've been 100% behind, because this is what we needed. We needed a young, good manager with a set idea on how he wants to play, laying down standards, man. You think freaking Sancho would have gone on strike freaking if Ole was in charge? It'd have been riots sucking him off, man, saying, oh, no, I'm sorry for what I said in the press. Please come back. Please come back. He's trying to set the standards, man.
They're all saying you're a happy clapper. And saying you are. Ten Hag happy. All right, you're saying the simple question: who's to blame for you losing to Brighton and Bayern?
I mean, I could give you a laundry list of reasons. You'll call them excuses.
Give me your top reason for the loss.
You'll call every one of them excuses, but you put enough excuses together, it turns into a reason.
Excuse. Your top excuse.
Reason number 1, I'd say, is the injury crisis, man. If Serge Reguilon has been our best player in the last 2 matches, that tells you all you need to know about what the issues we've got at Man U, man. So all the stuff off the field, all the injury crisis that we've got.
Was it the Glazers' fault you lost?
Obviously, the Glazers are up there on that list as well, man. You want to say that
you are just like
wait. So honestly, let me ask you a question. You asked me all these questions. Let me ask you a question. So if you was a Man U fan right now, if you was in my shoes, you'd be saying Ten Hag out. You'd be officially Ten Hag out.
100%. He's a complete fraud. I want him to stay. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, let me ask you another question. I'm going to be Doctor Strange for a minute. Let's go to a parallel universe, yeah? Beginning of last season, the Greek father, he sacks Cooper. The fans are in uproar. No one knows why he's done it, but he's got a plan. He brings in Ten Hag at the start of last season, okay? Expectations of the season, same as they were for Cooper. Survive, it will be a great season. Ten Hag gets Forest to 10th position, playing some good football at times. Then they head into the second season, poor start, lose a few games. You're the Forest fan right now. Are you saying Ten Hag out?
I don't live in the past, mate. I deal with the current and the
I'm
present.
not talking about past. I'm talking about parallel universe. Answer the question. You always say answer the question.
And then he starts like he did this season. Whatever he did last season. I mean, firstly, Greek stupid enough to play up Ten Hag, yeah. Secondly, he's gone 3 L's, and the expectations are to do the same or better than last year. Then Greek father would get rid, man.
So you think Greek father would get rid after 5 games, and you would be Ten Hag out as Ten Hag the Forest manager?
I'd be Ten Hag out. I'd be Ten Hag. Do you know why I'd be Ten Hag out? Because in the reality that we are now, I'm Ten Hag in, man. I'm like, keep backing this bold dumbass, man. Seriously, keep thinking he's the second coming, because his tactics are a joke, man. He plays the second most defensive line, and you're meant to be a Big 16. That's a joke in itself. He brought in Mason Mount as his priority signing. He bought Anana. Do you want to go down the Anana road with that? That wonder save he made for the first goal.
You're the guy that turns on your players after 3 or 4 games, man. You're going to be turning on Sangara at this point because he made a mistake against freaking Burnley the other night. So he's only got a couple more mistakes. He'll be the one that is getting the stick from you. Anana, man, yes, he made a mistake. He made a mistake. I'm not a happy clapper. I'm just realistic. So what are you saying? We spent all this money on these Ten Hag players that you want us to bring in, and then within 5 games, you say, "Oh, scrap it, lads. Let's start again. Bring someone else in. We'll sell all them players and start again."
All right. Do you like Mason Mount signing?
He's played 1.5 games. 1.5 games.
I said, do you like the signing?
I was mediocre about it when it happened, but if it works,
Ten Hag wanted him. Ten Hag wanted, then he's right.
He did want him because he wants to play a certain style of football. He wants to do the high transitional play on the attack as much as possible, possession-based game. He wants to turnovers in attack as many times as possible in the game, and that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to implement that. He couldn't do it last season because he showed what happened at the start of last season in Brentford and Brighton. So he resorted to more of a defensive counter-attack.
Would De Gea have saved that shot?
Huh?
Would De Gea have saved that shot?
Here we go with the De Gea lines, man. If De Gea was so good, would he be sitting at home on a free transfer? No one willing to pick him up. Literally no one is willing to sign.
Why can't you just answer the question instead of dodging the
question? Now you're rewriting
history. Would De Gea have saved that shot? Would you have saved that shot?
Man, if that was a De Gea style mistake, man. De Gea has done them kind of mistakes numerous times over his tenure at Man United.
Let me ask you, would you have saved that shot?
Look, it was a mistake. He came out and said, "I cost us the result." You can't ask for much more than that. Keepers make mistakes.
So we know now his feet work. We know now his mouth works because he's crying. The only problem is his gloves don't work. You didn't buy a goalkeeper, man. You bought an outfield player. You're so stupid. Anyway.
Whatever.
Anyway.
You see Edison making mistakes. See Alisson made a mistake the other week against Wolves, but you don't mention them. It's all freaking...
Are you a Man City fan now?
No, I'm just saying. It's just double standards.
Okay, so what would I talk about them? Talk about... Anyway, chat, I hope you guys are doing well. I've just proved that Twist is a happy clapper. Yeah. Why didn't you just keep Dean Henderson? He would have saved that shot.
That's a good point. It's a good point. We should get Henderson.
Yeah. Big shout out to Andy for the 1 month becoming a silver member, the absolute legend. Don't forget, we got a Gore stream tonight at 8:30 where we'll be focusing on Man City versus Nottingham Forest. Chris saying Hennessy would have saved that. Brandon saying, why can't Twist see the cracks on and off the field? And a lot of that starts with Ten Hag as a manager. Needs to respect his players too, not just the other way around. Well said, because he's a happy clapper. All this talk coming out today, players leaking stuff to what's that journalist called? I forgot his name now. Lockhurst. All this stuff. It's all Ollie version 2 right now.
It's literally the opposite of Ollie, man. Ollie was like freaking kid gloves, man. He won't say anything against the players or do anything to upset them.
Yeah,
man.
they still leaked stuff, didn't they?
And this is why I like Ten Hag. He's trying to lay down the law, man. Set some standards.
They're still leaking, so he's really laying down the law there, isn't he?
Well, it's obviously we know who the ones are. There's always the English boys. There's always the ones not getting a game. It's going to be a Maguire. It's going to be McTominay. It's one of them guaranteed.
Well, then you should have got rid of him, but you didn't. In Ten Hag we trust. I just saw your name. Oh my God. Happy clapper. Happy clapper. All right. Anyway, let's get on to the real business of why we're here today. And boy, if some of you had a good week, and I can't say that I have, to be honest. Excuse me. Let's shout some of these scores out. Scarpa and his Rubik's Cube and Ganscox, that's been said right, with 18.5 points. That's a hell of a return. While we're looking through the scores, please don't forget to hit the like if you haven't already. Then we got Sherlock Holmes himself and Echo on 18 points. Man, and even Simple As had a good week, 17.5%. He can't make it tonight, if anyone was wondering. I'm sure no one was. And there's been some, oh man, I really chose a bad week to have a bad score, man. There's some big numbers coming in here. Even Mark got 14.5. What the hell's going on? All Nick, right. You got 14.
Average.
13. Where am I? Oh, my
down
God.
And out, mate.
Oh my God, even Simon's beat me, man. Oh, this is not. It's beat me.
How did you not put a Brighton result down, man? What did you go in that game?
I got 10 points. I'm still alive. You got 29 last week, says Will. No, you didn't. All right, let's have a look at the overall table and then let's jump into it. So shout out to those boys who are flying and girls at the top. And look at this jump, man. Scarpa and his Rubik's Cube jumped up to 5th place with 27 places jumped. Martin's in the top 10, man. This is embarrassing. Blockbuster's down 3. Forever Forest, congratulations, jumps 5 into 1st place with 65 points. I need to have a good week this week. There's no messing around now. Let's see. Even Forest ends up 26. Dino's jumped 13 places to 30. Red Dog up 29 places. Where am I, man? Even Nottingham Now and then's overtaken me. Simple As up 46. Nick, we're in trouble here, man. Where are me and you? We're not even in the top 50, man. Oh, no, there I am. Just 45th. Where are you, man? Where are you? You're there with Ten Hag. Happy clapping. That's where you are.
Look, I'm the champ, man. I ain't got nothing to prove.
Yeah, right. Look at your points. You're in 32nd. You've had a cracking week, mate. You've jumped up big time. Jack's saying for once I actually did well. All right, guys, I'm going to have to really focus on these matches, and I'm probably going to go with what you lot say. All right, so let's get into these games. I'm on the wrong week here. It's week 6, isn't it? Again, we're kicking off with, I don't like this view. Let me go to the to-do list. Let's get to the picks. All right, Twist, Palace versus Fulham.
Palace versus Fulham, man.
I feel like there hasn't been football for a while. I'm a little rusty on what's going on. So Palace are 9th in the table. Fulham are 10th in the table. Palace took an L to Villa and Fulham beat Luton 1-0. They did dominate them, but they just weren't scoring. Hey, Harvey, hope you're well. Martin, stop gloating. Estra, don't worry, after this week. I'm just letting you guys feel like it's going to be interesting. What are you thinking here, man?
It's a tough one. I mean, Fulham are kind of doing what they need to do. They're beating the Crappers. They're beating the Lutons and the Evertons. They're getting the points on the board there. I mean, they did get a good result away at Arsenal, so fair do there. But they seem to struggle to score goals, man. To be honest, Palace I've been pretty impressed with. I've probably seen more Palace games than Fulham games. So they've got a good team, man, and they're really hard to beat at Selhurst Park. This week, I want to try and do a few more draws because I always just go back the 2-1 win, home win, away win. But could this be a draw? Yes, but I feel like Palace might sneak it, man. So off the bat, I'm going to have to go 2-1 Palace.
I was thinking 2-1. Fulham have they not scored many? So 1-0, 5-1 they held, 2-2 with Arsenal, 3-0. They haven't scored many.
Not many, man.
This has got 2-1 written all over it, man. I'm going to join you on that. Let's see what the guys are saying. Will's saying 2-1. Estra saying 1-0. 3-2 to Palace, says Harvey. Draw written all over it. It does stink of a draw. But I'm just going to go with the 2-1er. Okay, oh my God. Look at this next one, guys. Luton versus Wolves. Only one win differentiates the two of them. Luton on quadruple L's. Wolves on a little pattern there. 2 L's a dub, 2 L's. Surely a dub incoming. Hey, I don't know. Are we looking at the patterns here or what? I mean, it has to be a Wolves win, but at some point, somewhere, Luton are going to sneak a point from someone, aren't they?
You're looking at patterns, man. You're looking at the 4Ls saying it's a Jewett role, but at the end of the day, it is Luton, so you just never know whether the rules apply with them. And my boy Gary O'Neill, man, I feel like Wolves again played well against Liverpool, wasn't it? Yeah, Liverpool. First half, they were all over him, man. They could have been
flying, yeah.
Yeah, they were flying.
What's his face? Neto. Neto was next level, man.
They could have been 2-0, 3-0 up at halftime, so they were unlucky in that game. I think they do play good football. They still lack the goal scorers. But Luton, man, look, I want them down. You want them down. The ground's finally up to standard, so we can see another home game for them. But they are due a point. Again, it's another one where you lean towards a point, but I want to back my boy Gary O'Neill, so I'm going to go Wolves, man.
Would you take Gary O'Neill instead of Ten Hag?
That's the tough one, man. That is the tough one.
I think this is going to be probably another 2-1. Wolves, if Wolves had someone who could put the ball in the net, they'd be a comfortable mid-table team, man. They're just shocking in front of goal. It's ridiculous how bad they are. Quite a few in the chat saying a draw. D. Holt saying 2-2. That's a lovely picture. Loving the profile picture, bro. Chris saying, surely this is a big L for both. Is it possible? You kind of almost want to do that. Tim saying 1-0 to Wolves. So is Estro. I'm going to go with Sai. I'm going 2-1. What did you go, Nick?
2-1, man.
You got some draws today.
Away from the 2-1, man. It just worked so many times last season.
All right. This is the big game of the weekend, ladies and gents. Your marquee match. The champions of Europe versus the 2 times champions of Europe. Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. We will break this down. On Grumpy Old Reds tonight, 8:30. And we got, I don't know how many we got here, over 100 in here and only 29 likes. Please do take a quick second to hit that like and subscribe if you're new as well. All right, let's go to your so-called objective, neutral state here, Twist. Is this 6 in a row?
I always have a lock of the week, and this is the most locked in Vinnie Mac win of the week for Man City, man. I mean, you're talking about an injury crisis for Man City, man. Yeah, I'll know they're going to have to bring Doku in, who came off the bench midweek when Silva got injured. I'll know Doku, the guy that actually destroyed Forest in pre-season. That's such a downgrade, man. So, like, this is just a guaranteed win, man. I can't see any way around it. I mean, Forest, if I see a different makeup on the team sheet for Forest, where he goes with a 4-3-3 or something a bit different, but he's going to go the 5-3-2. He's going to low block it. He's going to play the same way he did at Arsenal, the same way he did at Man U. And he just invites pressure, constant pressure. And the one team you don't want constant pressure from is Man City, man, because they showed it midweek. They tried to low block that team they played midweek in the Champions League, and they actually got a counter-attacking goal and went 1-0 up. But eventually it comes and they get the goals, man. So you might last a half, you might last 60 minutes, but it eventually will come, man. Haaland will score a couple. Doku will probably score a couple as well, man. I'm not going to go crazy.
Scares me the most, man, because he tore us a new one in pre-season at Rennes.
I rate this guy, man. I absolutely rate this guy. I think they got an absolute bargain here. I don't think they paid much more than 50 million for him, and he's a perfect replacement for freaking Mahrez that they let go. So, yeah, it's just how many I go here. Do I give you? I could see you scoring if you play the right people. I can see you getting a counter-attack goal because that's what you're good at. So maybe I'll go 3-1.
3-1. By the way, we're going to look at what you guys have predicted in this, and I will be calling out the turncoats. I'm saying it now, all right? And just very quickly, because I forgot to tell you guys, we've updated the emojis with all the new Forest players. There is even a Chris Wood emoji. Yes, you heard me right. There is a Chris Wood emoji. So if you remember, you want to check those out, just click on it on the keyboardy thing in the comments. I don't know about this one, Nick, right? Because I've always said that Steve Cooper prefers to play the sweaty teams, and there's Harvey straight with it. He's better at playing these teams than a Burnley or a Sheffield United. There's the Sangares. They found the emojis. Oh my God, they're going to start flooding in now. I think Man City is too much of a stretch, even though I think Cooper would prefer this game over the Burnley game last week because of his style of football. Therefore, I don't see us holding 6, man. That was embarrassing when I went last season. Me and Dino were there, and it was just like, the ground was like silent. But it was a training session. I tell you now, right? They could have won that game, maybe 12-0. It was like they just took pity on us, took Haaland off after like 55 minutes or something. They brought some of the kids on, man. That's how embarrassing it got. But we're a different team. We're a different team to what turned up last season. I think we played... I think we went Johnson and MG Dub as almost like a double false 9. And Lodi did his debut. He got ripped up one as well.
The problem
it's
you
a
got
different team.
Is Worrall and McKenna. If they play, you cannot last
that.
90, 100 minutes without them making a mistake. And there's one team that's going to punish you for making a mistake. It's Man City, man. It's going to be Haaland or something. So I can't see it, man. Even with a low block, like I said, you might last 60 minutes. You might scrape a goal, but eventually they'll just pound you down, work you down. Well, you can actually go a draw. You was talking about 16% chance, 5% chance of a win.
I don't know on this one. Look, like I've learned from Cooper now that if he's playing a Big 6 team, we're probably going to sneak a draw in most of them, right? I just feel he's going to go back 5. I have no idea what's going on with Felipe. He's saying he's injured. The admin on the picture accounts are saying that he's fit because he's training away. Who knows? Sangare could be a difference. I would like to see a midfield 3 of Sangare, Dominguez, and Santos just to brick up. That's what I would do, a 4-3-3. But they're going to have too much. I don't think it's going to be 6. I'm going to go 2-0. I don't think we score, to be honest. I don't think we score. But I don't think it's big.
I like the sound of that midfield. I mean, I'd probably switch out Santos for a Mangala or something, but just doing something different like that, just going with a 4-3-3 and trying to get a bit more control of the game, because you don't want to resort back to what you did against Man U, because look, you started well against Man U, but you just constantly ended up just punting it forward, and then Awoni wasn't holding up or Jono was messing up. You just kept inviting that pressure back, man. And that was against Man U and not in great form. So against a Man City team who probably still not been in great form, conceded quite a few goals lately, but they're still winning. They're still on that 100 percentile, man. So we'll see.
Let's get into the chat's comments on this game. Obviously, we're going to full debrief tonight, but I'm just going to call out the Judases here. Blockbuster. Are you actually serious? 7-1 to Man City. He ain't no red, man. Who else we got? David's gone 4-1. Mo's gone 4-1. Loads of DJ 3-2. Ez has gone 3-1. All Judases, man. All these Judases, man. Even Mark's gone 3-1. Ah, man. Sai's gone 3-1. You've gone 3. There's a lot of 3-1. Oh, my God. Mark's gone 3-1. Dave's gone 3-1. Anne's gone 3-0.
Wait, what have you got?
Martin, man. Martin playing the odds are going 3. Sharky going 2-1, you little gits, man. Okay,
you got 2-0, man.
Let me scroll past it. All right, here's the true fans. Here's the true believers. Emma's gone for 1 all draw. Respect. Says Greg. Cujo's gone for a draw. Now, who's the real fans here? Let's see who really does believe. Red. Will.
4-2, man. What a game. What a game there.
Will going 2-1. Well done, Will. You've probably shafted yourself now that you've gone up, but you never know. You can tell every one of those other Judases on Sunday or Saturday night that they should have believed. Big Marts, good for you. Cooper's new teeth, good for you as well. Jimmy, Big Haydo, well done. Lewis, Sydney, Gary Bodyrights, all these true fans. The rest of you, hang your heads in shame, man. How can you predict your team is going to lose? It is shameful. It is shameful to say the least. All right. Let's see what you guys are saying. Turbo saying, ban everyone who went for a City win. I didn't do that. It wasn't me. Mark saying, can't believe Ant doesn't fancy us to score. Exactly. Wait, nor did I. Don't back Man City to win. Just back the game to have 3 goals or more, simple as. And there's Will confirming he's no Judas. He's just deluded. I agree. It's going to be low block center. And I think Nick is spot on here saying Felipe had Haaland in his pocket at the City ground. Hopefully Cooper's playing a mind game. The old magic sponge will reappear, hopefully. Why does it do this weird thing when you When you do that, let's get that fixed. All right. Don't worry, though. We're going to get into the full tactics, the full discussion tonight at 8:30 on the Grumpy Old Reds for Man City versus Forest. I don't think Lingard started. So last year. I'm pretty sure he didn't. But if he did, he was crap. And he was crap all season. I need to cough, Nick. So start us off on Brentford, Everton. If Everton lose this, I think Dyche is gone.
I mean, he's favourite to go, so I won't be surprised. I mean, who did they play last? It was Arsenal, wasn't it? I mean, they just offered nothing, really. They tried to low block their way to a point and didn't work out, so they didn't really offer anything in the attack. Brentford have been a bit hit and miss, aren't they? So they've only had one win, but they're going to survive. They're not going to be dragged down into any kind of relegation fight, but
yeah, but they just took an L to Newcastle, didn't they? I mean, they're the draw specialists so far this season. Yeah. Are they missing Tony? Are they missing Bet365?
Tony Bet365 being available, man, once he serves out his ban, and they're talking around the region of 50 to 60 million, which I think is an absolute steal.
Arsenal have made contact for him, yeah.
That would be an absolute steal for anyone. I'd take him at Man U, but anyone that gets him for that price is decent. He's not that old.
He's a relegation fighting team, man.
He's only about, 26, 27, so he's still got plenty of years left in him. Are they missing him? Maybe they are a little bit, but I still rate them. Visa up front and Babu, whatever his name, Bamu. He's a good striker. So they've got enough in the tank, I think, to beat Everton at home because they're due a win after 3 non-wins. So I'm going to back a home win here. I'm going to go 2-0.
I don't know. Weird posting time, Nico. Yeah, you can watch it on catch up if you're just getting back. Hopefully, we've got to start the weekend and we've still got another live stream. We've got to squeeze them all in somehow. Him saying 2-0 to the Bees. Trevor's on delay saying 1-0 to Forest. I'll take that. We'll talk about Scarpa on Grumpy Old Reds tonight. I've got a lot to say about that. I mean, some of the shit I'm hearing about him is pathetic from some of the fans. Everton look the worst team this season on the pitch, says Dino. I've just got a sneaky feeling Everton gets something out of this.
What, like a 0-0 or something like that?
Yeah. Just a low block point. I just feel like Brentford aren't firing in front of goal. This could be the weird result of the weekend. Does anyone fancy Everton to get something out of this? So I kind of do. None of the chat is actually Amy saying it as well. Everton may pull off the upset. DJ's gone for a Toffees win. Have I got the balls to do it? I need to get some points on the board,
I'm trying to think a little bit outside the box this week because you've had European football, first week of Champions League, first week of freaking Mickey Mouse Cups on Thursday. People are playing Thursday, Sunday. So there's going to be some results here and there that are going to have something weird, but these two weren't involved in anything in Europe. So still got to think it's a home win.
Mark, where's your badge gone? Where's your badge gone, bro? I don't know. Why is he not coming up on the chat? Is he blocked? Someone blocked Mark? Oh my God. I'm too scared to do it. I want to do it. This is going to be my I told you so 0-0 draw one.
I'm going to
go 2-1. I'm playing it safe this week. I need points. The relegation 6 pointer. Ladies and gents. Burnley coming into this game in better form than Man U over the last 2 games. Again,
season starts here, man.
Hold on. I can't see you from the dizzy heights of 8th. I'm just looking at the table. Oh, there you are, 13th. Yeah. You're 5 points clear of the relegation zone. But if you lose to Burnley, mate.
Comfortable, man. Absolutely comfortable.
If you lose to Burnley, you're 2 points out of it.
Like, this is it for me, man. This is where the season starts. We've got a nice few stretches of games. And we've got Palace and someone else I can't remember. So we need to be taking 9-12 points for the next 3 or 4 games, and it starts here Saturday night against Burnley, man. Look, you made Burnley look like freaking Brazil after freaking half an hour. Couldn't get a win against them after they took 3 L's. So they've got a couple of players. That guy that absolutely destroyed Montiel on the left wing, he looked pretty impressive, but they got that striker out now because he elbowed someone in the box, so they're lacking a strike option. They're going to bring in, what's his name, freaking Rodriguez or whatever his name is, man. The giant striker. So look, I'm confident on this one, man. We're getting a few back from injury finally. Talk of Mount, talk of Varane.
Someone clip it. He said he's confident.
I'm confident every week, man. The only game I haven't been confident this season was buying away and actually felt good, man. Going into the game expecting to lose. Must be how all you Forest fans feel, man. Anyway, bring it back to the Burnley one. Yeah, I'm confident, man. If Varane goes back in, it has a bit of solidness to our defensive line that's been absolutely demolished this year. And we need Amrabat in. I want to see the midfield trio of Amrabat, Casemiro, and Bruno, man. I feel like away from home and against the top teams, that's the kind of midfield three we need to play. That extra little bit of support, man. Because Eriksen is not it, man. He is featherweight, man. I've never seen a player get brushed off the ball so easily, man. Whatever batteries he's got in that freaking device in his heart, he needs to get better ones, man. He needs some Duracells in there or something, because he's got some Tesco own brand batteries in there right now, because he is gassing, man. Gassing after like 50 minutes. And yeah, he plays majority of the game. So we need that extra midfielder in there. We need the Amrabat. So hopefully some of these players will be coming back in sooner rather than later, and it'll be this game, and we actually get a good performance, and we get a few goals in this one. Well, Burnley haven't scored that many goals, man. So I'm going to give us a clean sheet in this one. I know that's
a clean sheet away from home.
It's a shocking statement, but I'm going to go with a comfortable 2-0 win here for the Reds.
2-0. I'm going for a draw on this one. I got a funny feeling.
So you bottled it last week, man. You bottled it.
Yeah. The only thing that worries me, if you draw, he could be gone, and that really does worry me. I'm Ten Hag fully in, man. I'm Ten Hag fully in. Guys, there's like 130 odd of you in here and 37 likes. Please do take a quick second. It's free to do. Just hit that like button if you're enjoying the stream so far. Is anyone going to back me up on a draw here in the chat? Let's get some yeses or nos in there. I mean, Martin's saying a 0-0 board draw. I could probably see it going 0-0.
Well, you played Burnley. You just played Burnley. What did you think to Burnley?
I didn't think much of them, but we've played both of you, so I can give you the better analysis here. Burnley looked more likely to threaten us than you did.
I mean, they were a freaking dodgy VAR decision away from beating you 2-1, so you know, and talk about VAR.
And you got two dodgy VAR decisions, so you know this could be the battle of VAR. Burnley versus Rochester.
Forest played well for like 20-25 minutes, but after that, Burnley pretty much in control of that game, man. Second half from Forest was embarrassing, I thought, man. Especially at home, man. They just let Burnley control that game.
Sounds a bit like you against Brighton. Sounds a bit like you against Brighton.
Look, you can have a go at my team. I can have a go at yours, man. All's fair in freaking Premier League love and war.
I call it straight, man. You're just doing it out of like spite. That's all.
Oh, what? I'm not allowed to have a go. You're allowed to have a go at freaking Man U, but I'm just not allowed to say anything in return. When
it's hard for you to be taken seriously when we're 8th and you're 13th, but okay.
Yeah, it's hard for a fan base to be taken seriously when they look at the league table after 5 games. It's small club mentality, mate. That's what that's called.
Are you happy with your league position now?
Obviously not, but no.
So you are looking then.
No one should even look at the league table until 10 games minimum. That's when it starts to make shape.
Oh, really? So Luton shouldn't be looking at the league table now thinking, oh, we're on 0 points. It's fine. We don't need to bother looking for another 5.
What? You telling me they don't know they're on 0 points? They need to look at the table to figure it out. They are looking. No, they know from the results they're on 0 points. They need to freaking get some points on the board, but they don't need to look at the table to figure that out.
Yeah, you bet. Turbo makes a great point here. That 19-year-old little nippy kid on the wing, man. I forgot his name. Yeah. Man, he was lightning, man. He destroyed Montiel. You need to watch out for him. Who's your right back?
Koloshko, was it? That Koloshko.
Yeah, him. Yeah. Who's your right back?
Delo. Yeah.
Yeah, you're screwed. You and Dina running stream at the same time. It's the same stream. So if you're watching on the other channels, please make sure you hit the like button on those and subscribed as well. Okay. I'm going 1-1. I'm going 1-1 on this one. I can see it. I can see a draw happening. Ooh, North London derby. Just before we get into the North London derby, there will be a soccer Sunday, where we will be bringing to you all 4 games coming through from the other games that you'll see in a second. And just very quickly, how would you like to win? Not 1 Ryan Yates shirt, not 2 Ryan Yates shirts, but 3 Ryan Yates shirts. 2 of them being the new kit and 1 from last season, and they are all signed by Ryan Yates. I mean, if you win this, you're in the Trent for sure. So make sure you go and check out the link in football prizes. Let's just zoom in on that picture. There's 3 chances. This one's an insta win. If you hit ticket number 49, it's an insta win. And if you hit ticket number 149, it's an insta win as well. The tickets are randomly generated. They're not given out to you in order. And then if you don't get the insta win prizes, then you still got the shot for the full shirt. So you can literally win the main prize instantly if you hit ticket number 49. Exclamation mark prize, in the chat if you want to grab your tickets, and then get yourself in the Trent as well. All right, I'm actually really looking forward to this game. Arsenal Spurs, they're both talking the big one. This is probably the first time for a while, Twist, that they've both come in pretty decent form together. Usually one's in the mud and one's not. But is home advantage gonna play anything in this?
I think so. I think so, big time, to be honest. I mean, everyone's been impressed with Spurs, man. He's got that new manager boost, both undefeated, 4 in a row for Spurs. Playing that Aussie ball, man, it's been looking good so far. But like we said last week, and we said every week, Spurs have had a nice start to the season fixture-wise. This is the first real game. I mean, they played us, of course, but we were in the mud. This is their first real test, man, and this is the first real test of how this newfound Aussie ball works against one of these top teams. Because Arsenal, I think, have struggled a little bit this season. You know, the results wouldn't say that. They haven't been as free-flowing. But against the Spurs team, they're going to push up high. I feel like Arsenal could exploit some gaps in the back against Spurs in this game. I feel like Arsenal actually might win this game quite comfortably, man, because Spurs are not going to change their style of play. They're going to be playing. They're going to be pushing forward. They're going to be trying to get them transitions up high in the field. And I feel like Arsenal have got enough in there, enough with Odegaard and Saka and Trossard, who's on hot form, is probably going to play now. Martinelli's injured. I feel like they could really punish Spurs. So I'm definitely backing Arsenal in this one. I'm not sure how many. I feel like this is the first time that Spurs are really going to get caught out with their style of play.
See, I kind of agree with a lot you're saying, but I've got a sneaky feeling Jono may come on and score, maybe even start, because he's better than crappy Kulusevski. I need to cough one sec. But I do agree with what you're saying. I think the biggest problem with Spurs for me is they haven't got a striker. They just haven't got, and I mean, like, Richarlison's still crap. I don't care if he scored that one goal and cried his eyes out or whatever. He's still crap. I mean, this is the battle of what, second versus fourth?
Second versus, you saying they ain't got a striker? I'd just play Son there, man. I mean, I know he's not had a great last season, but I think he's the most clinical finisher they've got there, man. And you play him down the middle, then that gives a room potentially to bring Jono in, potentially, man, if you wanted to maybe switch Jono to the left side. I mean, you've talked about playing Jono on the left side for a lot last season, so. And he's right foot, and he can cut in on that right side, and he has got a decent strike on him. So there's no reason why they couldn't play that formation. But I think Richarlison will keep his spot, and they'll keep Kulusevski in, and John will be a super sub for a few more games. But I just think this is the first L for the Aussie man. I feel like you're comfortable Arsenal winning.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to say it'll be 3-1.
Yeah, I was thinking 3-1 as well. Yeah.
3-1 to me for Arsenal. I just got a feeling Jono will score. Clip that as well. Okay, so this match as well, this will feature on our Soccer Sunday. Brighton, Bournemouth, man. 2 teams that are not Premier League teams, man. I'm getting sick of this Brighton hype wagon, even though Well Crap did score against you. It was hilarious.
They just only get praise. They don't get any criticism for losing to AEK Athens midweek in the freaking Mickey Mouse Cup that everyone expected to win. So
salty.
And this is the kind of game that they'll go and lose, and then no one will say anything.
Who would you put in? Just before we move on to this one, you put Ramsdale Raya in goal for Arsenal. Who would you put in chat?
I don't know why there's massive fuss about this. Man. It's like uproar that Ramsdale's been dropped. Man. It was pretty obvious when they signed Raya that he obviously preferred him, and why would he bring him in otherwise? So Raya's number 1, I think, for me out of the 2, because Ramsdale's I'm making more of a De Gea, man. He's more of he's got them good shot stops. Distribution. I think Ray's just an all-round better keeper, so I think unless he makes a few mistakes, he's going to keep his spot.
And Turbo's saying he raises a good point. You said at the start of the stream, you're going for loads of draws.
I know.
He says you haven't gone for a single one yet.
It's hard, man. It's hard to commit to a draw because, I don't know, just feel like you get behind if everyone else goes for a win. I don't know. But this one, again, it's do you back Brighton? Because, like I say, these are the kind of games that they just throw out a random loss and no one says anything, like they did against West Ham. So, boring mouth, 3 draws, 2 L's, due a win rule, potentially. Can I see it? No. Am I going to back them? No. I'm going to go 3-1, Brian.
3-1, so not another draw. D Holt, thank you so much for coming, remember, bud. Loving the profile picture. Loving the pose as well. Thank you so much, man. Do appreciate it. And don't forget, tomorrow we'll have the watch along for Man City against Forest. And anyone who's a member, you'll get to see all the goals go in as Awoniyi gets his hat trick, hopefully. I don't think this is going to be 3-1. With Brentford, with Boring Mouth, they just don't score many and they don't concede many. This will probably now disprove it. There's a couple here and there, isn't it?
Not really.
I could see this being a draw or maybe a 2-0. I think a 2-0. And yeah, Dino makes a good point. You know, they've played midweek, Brighton.
But they lost, so maybe they got that little boost that they need to win now. It's a tough one.
Look at them all getting tactical now in the chat. Ads doesn't want to give away his predictions. He's probably giving us fake predictions now. They're all getting competitive now, aren't they? And Will I Am, thank you so much. 13 months, bro. It's absolutely flown by. Love you and all the support you've given the channel, bro. And good to see you're back and smiling as well. I don't know. I might go for the draw. And this would be stupid to do.
Wait, have you done a draw yet? You're drawless as well.
I'm drawless. No, I went Burnley, Man U. I've got my draw.
Well, again, that one
okay, I don't need to commit to a draw here.
That's
I'm going to go Brighton 2-0. I'm going to go 2-1. You know what annoys me? Anytime I go nil for a team, they always score early. It does my head in. It does my head in, man. And you're like, great, there goes my 3 points. So I'm going to go 2-1 just to be on the safe side there as well. Sai saying last season, both Arsenal and Spurs were in good form. Look what happened. I can't remember the North London derbies last year. Jonathan saying 2-0 to Brighton. They tore Man U last week. And let's move on. This one I feel is a draw. I feel like a draw would be okay, but not satisfactory for Chelsea, and the same for Aston Villa. I think Chelsea at some point they're going to have to turn it around. I mean, I hate predicting Chelsea at the moment.
You're surely Poch out then, no?
Poch out, no.
You're not Poch out? If he was Chelsea fan, you'll be Poch out. You still give him a bit more time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why? What's I got?
I think the one thing we can all agree on is, sorry, Miss Jackson, man. That was pretty funny, that shot. We can all agree and just laugh at Chelsea for how bad they are in front of goal, man. But I mean, every week we say it, I swear to God, why didn't they spend some of this millions of billions of pounds on a freaking striker, man? Seriously. Yeah. This Jackson guy, I mean, he had a half decent season at freaking Villarreal last year, and he wasn't even in the team in the first half of last season for them. And now he's come into Chelsea and he's like their main source of goals. I don't know. I don't know why they didn't spend 200 million and go get Osimhen or someone who's actually proven, man. But anyway, we can all laugh at Chelsea. But Villa are another one. They're a bit of a strange one as well. They took an L in midweek, didn't they? In the Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, they played crap, man. Yeah.
So they're a bit Jekyll and Hyde this year. They either win big or lose big. So this one could again go either way. And this might actually be the one I go for a draw on as well. Is that what you just said as well?
I'm thinking a draw on this one. I think both will be unhappily satisfied. I don't even know if that's a real phrase, but it kind of makes sense in my mind.
Kind of makes sense.
Chelsea would be like, yeah, we got a draw, but Villa have been good. And Villa will be like, yeah, Chelsea are crap, but it's still Stamford Bridge and we got a draw. I think it might be 1-1. I'm going 1-1 again.
You're scoring that
could
one.
Be 0-0 because it just depends what my boy Diaby does, man. If he turns on the style, I'm gonna go 1-0 before I change my mind. That my gut instinct said 1-0. I'm not going against my gut instinct.
Fair enough.
Okay, are you going to draw or not?
I might follow you in on 1-0, man, because 0-0 is just a ridiculously risky score to go, man. So I've got to put a couple of goals up there. Not sure who's going to score for Chelsea, but we'll see. I'm going 1-0.
Okay. Villa will be, says Turbo, hungover from coming home from Walsall, then down to London. True. I keep forgetting these midweek games, man. Chelsea are fresh. Chelsea are fresh, man. Nkuku is not a striker. Nkuku can play as a striker. Nkuku is just one of the best players in Europe for me. 2-0 to Villa, says Harvey, and 1-0 to the Hammers, says Tim. Interesting. Liverpool are a bit weird, man. They're a bit weird for me. They keep conceding and then winning and then just doing all their weird stuff, man. I don't know. And West Ham are basically, they're Cooper in claret and blue, really, the way Moyes plays with that low block as well. But they're in 6th. They got 10 points. Are they? There's no hope, surely. Not at Anfield. The crowd would demand it, surely.
I mean, like Dean said about Brighton, Liverpool are on that Thursday, Sunday trail now, man. That's what it's going to be like for the rest of the season. And it does affect you, man. You do see these strange results on the Sunday after a Thursday game. I don't know why.
Yeah, but West Ham played on Thursday. West Ham played on Thursday as well.
West Ham, that is true. It's a good point. So it probably counteracts each other. But Thursday to Sunday always seems to have an effect, more so than when you play Champions League Wednesday to Saturday for some reason. I don't know why it's like that, but it just seems to be like that. This game, yeah, like you said, Liverpool still got cracks in their defense, but their attack seems to be firing, and they've got so many options that you can always see them scoring a couple. And at Anfield, you've got to back Liverpool, surely. I mean, West Ham, I think they went down. They were losing at one point last night, weren't they?
Man, that was jokes, man. What's that defender called? Ogbonna.
Ogbonna, man, just literally fell over.
Hilarious, man. I don't know what he was doing. He's taking a page out of Sangare's moves. Luckily, we got away with it. But that was hilarious. But yeah, Kudos looked decent. Got a couple. Well, I think the first one was classed as an own goal. But you know what's annoying me about West Ham? If I was a West Ham fan, I don't know how Canio feels about it. But most of their goals are coming from corners because of Ward-Prowse.
Yeah, I mean,
Ward-Prowse, he just delivers them on a sixpence, man.
You got to think, why didn't one of the big boys pick up Ward-Prowse? I mean, he probably would have done well in the Liverpool shirt. He might have been perfect for them in midfield. I mean, he would have done well maybe at Spurs or someone like that. So West Ham have got a good player there, man, because you just guaranteed, even if he's not doing much else, he's guaranteed them good set pieces, man. Free kicks, probably 1 in 5, 1 in 6 he's going to tuck away. So that was a good signing for them. But I've got to back Liverpool here, man, surely. West Ham are in a fake.
Nick Nag said they did rest a lot of their first team, but they brought them on in the second half because they were messing up. So, I agree with you. I've got 3-1 in my head. I don't know why.
You've always got to back Liverpool to score a couple, at least 2. So I might put him down as a clean sheet. Is Van Dijk back yet? Because he got 3 match ban.
Yeah, he played midweek. Yeah,
he played midweek, but he got a 3 match ban for that red card, didn't he?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Actually, I think it was a 1 match ban, but then he's got some extra because he kicked off of the referee or something. Something like that, anyway. But I'm back in Liverpool.
I mean, I'm like at 2.5, man. I don't know if I should go 2 or 3.
I'm going 3-0 for a spice up, man. So going 3-1 and 2-1.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1. I go 3-1. Salah will score. He's on the streak, says Brandon. Just very quickly, there's 150 of you in here. 55 likes. Please do take a second. Come on, guys. Hit that like button. It's free to do. Do appreciate it if you would take a quick second just to go to the bottom right. If you're on your phone, just close the live chat for a second, hit the like button, and then go back onto the live chat. I'm going 3-1. And that brings us to Sheffield United against Newcastle. Newcastle finally turned it around when they beat, who was it, 1-0? I forgot. Brentford 1-0. Sheffield United, the satisfaction, even though it was against Spurs, that was their last game, yeah. But to see them lose 2 goals that late after time wasting the whole game was just, it couldn't have happened to a nicer manager, in my opinion, than Iggy, as they call him.
Were they actually time wasting there? Because I didn't actually see that game. What was the reason for this 12, 13 minutes? Were they actually really time wasting?
The whole time they're time wasting. And then he came up and said, did you hear his BS? Yeah, well, we didn't know how we were going to take the goal kicks until we knew what Spurs were going to do. And then we were going to react. But the refs don't understand that. I was like, I've never heard such deluded crap in all my life, man. This guy is a joker. He's an absolute joker. I hope they get slapped. There's a similar thing with the goalkeeper on Monday night, wasn't there, with Burnley and Company. Company looked like he was kicked because, what's his name, Trafford got a booking early on in that game. Yeah, 10 minutes in, yeah.
Taking too long. It looked like Company weren't that pleased with that one either. So I don't know. Look, this is a battle between Dyche and freaking Higginbottom, and who's going to get sacked first. And potentially one of them could go if one of them loses this weekend. So I thought it was a bit harsh to say, because he was kind of linked with getting sacked straight after the Spurs game. I thought, okay, you just put up a good fight against Spurs, and now you're getting linked with getting kicked out. So a little bit harsh there, and they did put up a decent fight at home against Man City. Took a late winner there. So this is not going to be high scoring because Newcastle have reverted back to what they were at the start of last year, struggling to score goals. They were free flowing at the end, but at the start they were really struggling to get goals, and they only just scraped over the line against Brentford, and the penalty decision was a bit iffy, to be honest. But I don't know. I feel like they had a good result away in Milan.
Do you think their problem is Isaac and Wilson? Do you see what I'm saying? It's like he kind of need. I think he prefers the 4-3-3 formation, Eddie Howe.
Yeah.
But then he wants Isaac to be the number one, but Wilson keeps scoring, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Isaac, I do rate Isaac, man, but he does need to start stepping up a bit more with the goals. And I mean, he's loving God at the moment. I mean, he didn't play him at the end of last year when they bought him back in the January, and now he's like first on the team sheet. But yeah, I don't know what it is with Newcastle, man. I just love their front middle three. That three in the midfield they've got, I feel is like, if you could build a middle three that you want to play in a 4-3-3 formation, they're the kind of three that you put in there. So, and they've got a solid defense usually anyway, except for that one of Brighton. So I don't think it's going to be many goals in this one. I feel like Newcastle might sneak it, but the odd goal, it might even be like a 1-0 again here. So yeah, I might go 1-0. I don't think I've ever done a 1-0 in Predictor League for weeks.
I was thinking something like that, just a low block defeat. Yeah. I do want to ask this question because Mark's got me thinking here. He says Dyche will be the first to go. Chat, who do you think will be the first manager in the sack race to go? Who do you reckon it will be, Nick?
It kind of depends on the fixtures. I have to see who's got who. But I swear we looked at Everton's fixtures not recently, and they were kind of decent-ish. Like they've got Luton now, and then they've got another couple of games that are winnable. So, like I said, it could come down to what happens this weekend. Sheffield United take a big L against Newcastle at home. Links are already talking about Higginbottom getting the sack. I'd probably lean more towards Sheffield United and Higginbottom getting rid of him first, to be honest.
I don't know. Oh, Amy's saying Poch. Interesting. Dyche says Harvey. Turbo saying Dyche. Pep, once Pep loses this weekend, he's gone.
True.
There's a lot of Dyches. There's a lot of Dyches here. I feel like Dyche's inevitability is just when they got the whole 777 coming on. I can't wait till Monday when we speak to Everton Mike on Beat the Drop. Beat the Drop's back next episode on Monday. And we got some huge news to tell you about on Monday as well. So make sure you're tuned in for that. But I just feel it's inevitable. I just don't know when.
I feel like with Everton, man, they know they're in the mud as a club, like the takeover stuff and whatever. They've got issues. And who do you want to scrap it out? They know they're going to be in a scrap whatever. So come the end of the season, who do you really want? They probably do want Dyche. So I think they'll try and hold on to him as long as possible for that.
Okay, I'm going to go. It's either a 1-0 or a 2-1.
Okay.
Or a 2-0. I'm going to go 2-0.
Wolverine with 20 different results. So
I'm going to go 2-0 for my results there. Okay, so that's your lot. So I've gone Palace to beat Fulham, Wolves to beat Luton, Man City to Brentford to beat Everton, Man U to draw with Burnley, Arsenal to win 3-1 in the North London derby, Brighton to win 2-1 against Bournemouth, a draw between Chelsea and Villa, 3-1 to Liverpool against West Ham, and Newcastle to win 2-0. So, excuse me. We're back in a couple of hours on Grumpy Old Reds at 8:30, where we're going to go into a full dissection of the Man City Forest mode. And there is a chance Forest will win. We'll explain all on the stream. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you haven't already. If you're listening on the podcast, please don't forget to leave a 5-star review. We'll see you. Literally, go grab your dinner and we'll be back in a couple of hours. And as always, come on, you Reds.